Speak for me.
Hello.
Beautiful.
I'm not sure I don't type.
Yeah, don't type this time. Gosh, there was so many people were just so frustrated with your typing that was happening like 2 times in a 20-minute video. It just ruined the whole thing, Emily. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm just being a domestic abusive partner. Today, I guess you could say I'm being quite the a-hole. Oh, what a smooth segue. Today's, we're gonna look at some a-holes. We're gonna be a real proctologist today. That's an image I don't want to think about. Let's go. Heads up, Emily gets a bit close to a mic in this episode. Sorry, we didn't realize it would get so loud. Am I the a-hole for thinking my girlfriend broke up with me for another guy? I'm already suspicious of the fact that the girlfriend is in quotation marks. This is gonna be like a nice guy that says, oh, we were dating because she said she wanted to hang out one time. Hey guys, so I need advice. For reference, I'm a male, so there is this girl that rides my bus. We grew to be good friends. I even got her phone number. We talked on an app called Duo a lot. We were up till 3:30 in the morning once too. On Duo, we went back and forth asking each other questions. No matter whether or not they were sad or adult or whatever else, we then started to like each other. By this point, I've talked to her friends, and these 2 random boys from Quick Ad. I then asked her to be my girlfriend. She said yes, and all was jolly. Until, out of the blue, she said she didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Which is fine, it sucks, but people have their own feelings, and what can I do about it? Good. Oh, look at that mature acceptance. I like that. That's good. I then joined a group call with these 2 boys, which were in the same group chat as all of her friends are in. I still wanted to be friends with her. And one of the boys is like, hey bro, I'm dating the girl I was just dating. Wait, hang on, let's re-quote that.
That makes perfect sense.
Good. Great. Okay, I'm already disliking you for the grammar here, man. And one of the boys is like, hey bro, I'm dating the girl you were just dating. I'm shocked, and I tell him why I was so... What? Okay, please.
Double shocked.
Commas exist. I'm shocked, and I tell him why, comma. I was so shocked, and this girl joins in, and the 2 boys ask if it was true, and she got mad at me because she said she was just thinking about it, and she didn't want to talk to me. Am I the a-hole? What should I do? You should learn to use freaking commas and proper, what do you call it? Not
Punctuation?
Punctuation! Thank you.
That's okay. My first question is, how old are they? Because they seem like 14.
They seem like 7.
12 to 14.
Okay, let's see what some people say down in the comments here. Let's. Yeah.
You do nothing. It's over, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, he takes it really well. Okay, yeah.
Have you seen his name? Why is everything too okay? With the wrong 2. That's the wrong 2, right?
Maybe saying, why is everything 2K?
Well, why is everything took?
What? There you go. Well, maybe he's referring to women. Why is every woman took? Oh, jeez. I don't know. Okay, but let's go to the main point though. Is he an a-hole here?
I just think he's too young.
Yeah. No.
Like, you can't really judge him on his age if he has bus girlfriends. Like,
bus girlfriends.
I mean, if he's an adult and he has bus girlfriends, that's another question.
Was a thing. It sounds so weird, bus girlfriends.
I got a bus boyfriend in year 7 camp, and then he tried to kiss me when I got off the bus, and I was like, no, thank you.
I've had band girlfriends.
Like they were banned from seeing you. Mom said no.
It was a real Romeo and Juliet style thing.
So I should be careful then.
Oh, you should be very careful. My husband tells me I am not pulling my weight around the house despite doing all that I can. It's not an a-hole post, but it still deserves some recognition, I think. I have been married to my husband to close to 4 years now. I am a 27-year-old female and he is 33. Recently, we have been having these intense fights that escalate very quickly into shouting and calling names. He claims that I do not pull my weight around the house in terms of housework, and I fail to understand why he would say that. Whenever I ask him for a proper justification to his words, he is never able to give a proper answer, and says things like, he is always the one that puts clothes from the washing machine into the dryer. I am frankly quite appalled by those kind of accusations.
Wow, the bare minimum. So low. The bar is so low.
How far away is a washing machine from a dryer? On average,
It's
in the
above
average
it.
household, it's, honey, I have to extend my arm upwards.
I mean, it would make sense if he had no arms. That he's complaining that he has to do that.
Now, to give some kind of context, both of us hold full-time jobs. Mine is much more hectic than his, since his hours are quite flexible, and he even manages to get away to the gym for a couple of hours in the afternoon every single day. I, on the other end, only manage to go in the evenings after my office hours are completed. I am doing a part-time master's program on top of that. Despite having a hectic schedule, I try to do home-cooked meals for about 5 days each week since I am quite health-conscious and prefer to not eat out. We have a helper who comes in once a week to help with the other household chores. Also, we usually do the grocery runs together. Now, fair enough, he helps me to do the dishes after cooking, but lately he has been complaining about that. He says that it is not fair that he does the dishes as well as other housework, to which I asked him the definition of other types of housework. He then replied putting the clothes in the dryer.
It's really hard, alright? Don't judge him.
I told him that housework should be joint responsibility, especially since both of us hold full-time jobs. He refuses to listen otherwise, and this often escalates quickly into a full-blown fight and argument. It is really taking a toll on me since I am stretching myself mentally and physically each day. What really gets my goat is that despite trying to do my best each day to be a good wife and ensure smooth running of the household, all I get to hear is how I am not good enough. He says he is too good for me, and how lucky I have it since he even helps around the house. He says that if only I had been with other men, I would have been able to realize his true worth. What should I do? Be with
Dump
other
his
men?
ass.
Challenge him on that.
Just get rid of the whole man. Throw him out. I mean, you do all the housework, so you know how to throw out garbage.
I do like to read like the worst voted comments though, because usually they're either insanely stupid or they are just
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy, but also a valid point. Yeah, I can see why this is downvoted, because they're not really facing the issue. They're more just giving a ramble about the fact that you just need to communicate more. Like, well, yeah, duh, obviously, but that's not as extreme to make fun of.
Well, he did say something about only seeing one side of the conversation, so I would like to see how the husband explains this situation. I'm getting tendonitis just from lifting my arm up that high.
He would word it as, she leaves the dishes for me to have to clean up at the end of dinner. He'd focus purely on the fact that he's just left with the mess to clean up. Yeah, I think it's clear he's an a-hole on that one. Kind of hard
But it's
not to be.
It's not an am I the arsehole. Sorry, it's not an
No,
am
we
I
can't say
the
that.
a-hole.
Ooh.
That's when we just pull out the gavel, dump his ass.
Yeah.
You need to get a gavel.
This is my gavel. Am I the a-hole for responding to a fake account so that my boyfriend can catch me cheating? My boyfriend, 25, and I have been dating for 7 months. He lives in a different country, so we met online and hit it off really well. We play this online game a lot together, and it's very interactive, so we have a lot of friends that we talk to on it. A couple of months ago, I started getting friend requests from this account called Prof. Consistently, sometimes multiple times per day. It started annoying me, and I asked my boyfriend if he knew him and what he was trying to do, to which he replied, I don't know, just block him. I didn't block him, but continued not accepting. This went on for a long time before I decided last night to accept and ask who on earth he was and what he wanted. He was glad I accepted and began speaking to me, asking me all these small talk questions. I answered, however, and showed no interest in taking the conversation anywhere. He had even asked me for my social media, and I said no. At some point, I started to suspect it was my boyfriend's, but couldn't put my finger on it. I kept the conversation light, cracked a few jokes, and then stopped replying. Later that night, I spoke with my boyfriend. He didn't hint that he was upset or anything, so I ruled out that it would be him. He then calls me later and tells me that I am a cheater, and that I lied to him. He said that I was keeping it from him and that if I had told him about the conversation, he wouldn't have been so upset. I don't like to create conflict, so if I can avoid an argument, I will. The last time I tried to be honest with him about something similar to this, he got mad at me. I don't know how to deal with the situation, and I don't want to come across as a person that turns his problems into my own. But it really hurt my feelings that he created a fake account to see if I would cheat on him.
But she didn't do anything. She literally just spoke to him in a normal way, cracked a few jokes, and was like, sorry, I don't want to share my social media. And her boyfriend's like, nope, you cheated.
Yeah, this is the exact kind of behavior that causes you to lose a partner. It's a self-serving prophecy. You think someone's going to cheat on you, so you give them an outlet and an avenue of where they can basically be tempted to do so. And like, it becomes that thing where like, I guess, you know, oh, well, she's the one who ultimately chooses to partake in the action. I mean, in this case, it wasn't even cheating. It was literally just responding to someone very haphazardly.
Plus, he didn't give up. She said that she got multiple ads from this person.
I have no doubt she was doing like one-word replies every time. Like that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Only 2
Wow.
ha-has, never 3.
Yeah.
My 23-year-old female boyfriend of 5 years says I'm not wife material.
Get rid of him.
Why are you finding all the stories where they have to just dump the guy straight away? Is there something you're trying to apply here?
No one ever comes to relationship advice with happy news. They're like, oh, he cheated on me with my stepsister, and then he slept with my mum. Should I stay with him?
Today, I wanted to have a serious talk about where our relationship is going because I really do see myself married to this man. I basically always have. He says he loves me, but he really can't see himself marrying me. He told me I'm the best girlfriend in the world, but not really a wife or a mother.
How would he know?
That hurts because I want to have kids. I think he realized how rude it sounded because he kept telling me I'm a great girl. He loves me, etc. Clearly not.
It's basically just a placeholder until he finds the one.
Yeah. Oh. But he elaborated by telling me I'm too much fun. He said I like partying. We hooked up on the first date, tried out his weirdest kinks. I'm a risk taker, swear a lot, talk about adult things. I like to dress nicely. How is that not wife material?
He's definitely stuck in an alternate universe mindset. With a very subservient wife at home who does nothing and just greets him with dinner on the table every night.
Going on the real typical male thing of like hooking up with a girl on the first date, trying out weirdest kinks. Why would you not like a partner who wants to try out the things you're into?
Guys have this thing where they're like, I can't do the stuff to my wife that I do to my mistress, because they're like, that's my wife, that's the mother of my children. I can't do all these filthy things to her. Why not? Why don't you have that kind of relationship where you could be comfortable with each other? Why do you need someone else?
Well, besides the first date thing, which I think is stupid anyway, which is the whole hooking up on the first date. Again, if you were really keen on each other, if you both find each other very attractive and you have that chemistry, that's just another way of expressing your interest in each other. Again, of course, there are going to be people out there that are just using each other to get their fix because they're desperately lonely and, you know, just want that fix in the first place rather than actually wanting to get to know that person. Again, it's...
But obviously it went well because you've been together for 5 years. So something must have gone right.
I just like to have fun with friends, like most people. I'm just a social person. And I wouldn't swear in front of kids or talk about stuff, like adult things. And my style can change. I'm also someone who loves to read, is interested in history, etc. I'm multifaceted. He admitted to me, finally, it's because he just can't see me as a wife and a mother after some of the stuff we've done together. I know this is a Freudian complex, and he's not a bigoted guy who wants a 1950s housewife or anything.
I think he is. About that? Yeah. Definitely is.
I just think I need to prove I can be those things, and he needs to get over this somehow.
She could literally be out there with the love of her life. Yeah, and he's going to find someone and he's going to come back to her and be like, oh, the sex just isn't as good as it was with you.
Oh. There is an update to the story, though. They broke up. Frick is
what a surprise!
Do I tell my son he's dating my ex? And how do I tell him?
Yes.
Yes.
You do. Otherwise, you become tunnel buddies. And that's just weird. Right. Yeah, Dad and I just become tunnel buddies.
It's a good bonding technique. Between my son. It's a family sausage sizzle. Oh, God. Weird question, I know. Didn't learn about this until today, so I'm here asking for advice on what I should do. I'm a 44-year-old male, and I met my ex, who's 35, about 3-ish years ago. We only went out for about 10 months, was more of a physical relationship than an emotional one, and I broke things off after my ex-wife and I started talking about maybe reconciling. My son, who's 28, recently told me he's been dating someone for over a year, and they've gotten serious. This is why you tell your parents ASAP once you're comfortable and confident with a relationship, people. You never know, okay?
Not that that's an issue. I was doing the math, and he was 16 when he had his son. Because, like, wow, that is a young dad. That is like a hot young dad. What's it, a DILF?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, this dude, he can go either way. He can go for women older, women. He's like, I'm your daddy now.
He's not very open usually about his dating life. That's how I could tell it's serious. And lo and behold, it's... Didn't actually meet her, but he sent me a pic of them when they were camping last weekend. Only difference is her hair is darker, but for a fact, it's her. Dude, you must have massive D game, because clearly she couldn't get you, so she's gone for your genetic offspring. Like, if I can't get his D, I'll get the next best thing.
She found the dad super attractive, and she was like, oh my god, this guy looks almost exactly like him, but younger. And I can be a bit of a cougar. You trade in the older model for the younger model. Except it's okay because it's a woman doing it this time. It's not a man.
Yes,
so
that makes it okay. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my girlfriend for having an Instagram account that she posts explicit pictures? My girlfriend recently told me about this Instagram page she has where she posts either random pictures or pictures of her body that are somewhat explicit. I assumed it was a private account for no one else because she wouldn't show me any of the pictures or tell me the account name. Ooh, that's a red flag already. Out of nowhere, when we were hanging out, she mentions how the account has nearly 100 followers now. We talk about it, and I'm visibly upset about this, knowing that there's just random guys following her, seeing these revealing pictures that I haven't even seen. She got mad at me, saying it's not a big deal, and it's just for her. I asked if I could just see the most explicit picture so I could see what that account consists of and how bad it is. She wouldn't show me, and then I dropped her off and we haven't talked since. I'm not the a-hole, right?
I feel very conflicted with this one. Because it says somewhat explicit photos. So is it just photos of her in a bikini that maybe she doesn't want to post on her normal Instagram because it's full of family members? But then at that point, why wouldn't she want to show her boyfriend? Maybe creating this drama to make her seem more desirable. Like, he's allowed to be mad because she's like hiding something from him. She's made a point to tell him what's happening, and then she's like, oh, but you can't see it.
Yeah, okay. See, well, that's the thing, yeah, guessing the OnlyFans account, I reckon is probably, totally understandable for him to fear the worst in this, because she's giving him barely anything to go off of.
Yeah, I guess the main red flag is, you're not allowed to see it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, worst comment highlight. For all we know, you got a page of your own. Maybe you even got millions of followers. At least she told you about hers. If she doesn't want to share those pictures with you, then that's that. She's just your girlfriend. Nothing more, nothing less.
It's a bit aggressive.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Jeez.
Okay, calm down, buddy. So what do you think then? Do you think they both suck? There's no a-hole here? Or...
I think she sucks more than he sucks.
Yeah.
You can't drop a bomb like that. Not even a bomb. And then just not talk to him about it or tell him about it.
It's just like how guys think that if they treat a girl mean, she'll be more keen. It's like you're just coming across as an a-hole. You're more likely to encourage someone to leave you and give up on you than actually try and further pursue you. Well, it's nice to know at least there's at least one bad girlfriend story so far. Equality, folks. Am I the a-hole for getting upset at my boyfriend for throwing me under the bus? I hope that's not
literally. This Mean Girls episode. It's a Mean Girls moment.
I'm a 27-year-old female, and my boyfriend, who's 29, told me that his colleague, my friend, and his wife were expecting their first baby. He's my friend, so naturally I'm excited. My boyfriend then told me not to say anything about it because his colleague wanted the opportunity to tell everyone personally. I thought that was fair, and I said I wouldn't say anything. My boyfriend and I run into my friend a few days later. He tells me that he's expecting his first kid. I note that he didn't tell me as if he had already expected my boyfriend to tell me. He told me as if this would be new information to me. Based on this observation, and my boyfriend's warning not to say anything, I assumed that my friend had told my boyfriend not to tell me so he could personally share the news with me. So I pretend not to know and congratulate him accordingly. We make a few more minutes of chit-chat and are about to change conversations when my boyfriend says, I told her about the baby already. Awkward silence ensues. My friend then says, well, that's not surprising, considering that you guys are dating and everything. It makes sense that you would have told her. He then tries to change the conversation. I resist the urge to throw my boyfriend under the bus by reminding him that he told me not to say anything. When we're alone, I make it clear how annoyed I am. He told me not to say anything, and I held up my end of the bargain. He also could have just gone with the flow and not mentioned that he had already told me since the convo was over at that point. I asked him why he felt the urge to blow my cover. One that I maintained, in part, to prevent outing him for flapping his gums. He told me because I was lying, and he felt it was wrong to mislead my friend by pretending not to know. That's what you told her to do! I swear, he's a super Christian guy who can't keep his morality straight. He's okay with the kinky times before marriage, provided I keep my mouth shut about it. But God forbid if I mislead someone by keeping my mouth shut. Really picky about what he wants you to keep shut, hey? I'm trying hard not to lose it as I casually reminded him that I pretended not to know because he told me to! Yes, he told me that it's assumed that if you tell someone news like that you should assume that they will also tell their significant other. That's a fair point.
But then why tell her to keep it a secret if it's assumed?
But yeah, wait, hang on. Yeah, he's literally made the point as to why his original point is stupid. My man, come on. Bringing down the national average of intellect in adult males. I told him that I agreed, until my friend made it seem like he expected this to be news to me. Also, I remind my boyfriend that he actually rarely shares information like this with me, which has led to awkward scenarios in the past. For instance, there have been 2 occasions when friends assumed that my boyfriend would have told me about X and Y getting engaged, but he hadn't. At that point, my boyfriend tells me that he really doesn't understand why I'm upset, and he starts getting upset himself. And oddly, I believe him. I really think he doesn't see why I would be upset. And it frustrates me a lot, because I feel like I was thrown under the bus for doing as he asked. I personally think that it should be obvious why I'd be upset, but maybe it's not. So I'm taking this statement to Reddit. Am I the a-hole for being annoyed at my boyfriend for throwing me under the bus? I would like to question as to how much of a big deal it was to the friend.
Like, this whole post just made everything a bigger deal than it had been. It was a very long story for such a small issue, and then bringing up
English assignment. You don't need to put in so many extra words. But of course, this is Reddit, so immediately it's a red flag with the boyfriend.
Obviously, dub his ass. I mean, why else would you come to Reddit?
Here's one that's hopefully not as disappointing based on the title. Am I the a-hole for telling my family what I saw after I was told not to? I swear, if it's something as basic as like an off apple in the veggie bowl or some crap. Wait, hang on. Apples are fruits, not veggies. Oh my god.
The fruit bowl? The version of the veggie bowl
I was
for fruit?
testing you.
Who had to tell you how to say Worcestershire?
Oh, you all wait for that video to come out on MK. I'm a 17-year-old demigirl, not really a girl, but not non-binary, and my mum is in her 30s. She got pregnant with me right out of high school, but I never knew my father. All my life she's been in and out of it, leaving me to be raised by my aunts and grandparents. When I was maybe 10 to 13, she went no contact with me for quite some time, and after, she moved in with her boyfriend and had custody of our dog. At first, I liked her boyfriend. He was nice to me and my family, and I liked having conversations with him. However, due to reasons I both forgot and don't want to get into, we stopped talking. She came back one day, and we've had a rocky relationship ever since, and my aunt and grandma have full custody over me. In my freshman year, she announced she was pregnant, and I didn't speak to her for a while, mostly because I didn't consider her my mum, and let her have her little family. After the baby was born, she always called me Big Sister, but I wanted nothing to do with that title, especially because I didn't see the baby as my sister, just a niece. After that, I noticed her and her baby daddy boyfriend were always a rocky relationship, and she'd often put him over herself and everyone else, be it her family, the baby, and definitely me last. She eventually had another baby with him, the first boy on our side of the family, and their relationship had gotten worse. She'd only call us if she needed something, be it money or babysitting. One day after we came back from our vacation, she called saying she needed a place to stay because the baby daddy had laid hands on her. She stayed with us for most of July, but ghosted us for 3 days, leaving us with 2 babies under 3, 2 and 5 months, and came back with a story on how she had to help the baby daddy with some issues and lost her phone. Okay, this is getting,
This is not what I expected.
Yeah.
At all.
My aunt and grandma were livid, telling her they didn't care what she had done, but she had to buckle down and be a mother to her babies who noticed she was gone. 2 days later, I see her and her baby daddy in her that reeked of weed. She saw me and told me not to tell my aunt and grandma about it. I took a walk and told them when my aunt noticed my distress. The next morning, my aunt and her had an argument, and I exploded on her. She practically told me to lie to them. She's done it before, and I always hated it. Before I even finished, she told me I needed to mind my own business, and I shouldn't have said anything to them. My aunt exploded on her while I slammed the door and went to my summer school class. Am I the a-hole for telling my family what I saw? No, I think that's a pretty obvious one.
This is above my pay grade. There are no boyfriends to dump.
You don't appreciate her, for valid reasons.
I think it's probably maybe the right step to tell them so that they can maybe help her get the help that she needs.
I wonder if maybe too this was probably the wrong take to do. If the mother clearly needs help, then getting her into more problems that she clearly knows she's in. I mean, how do you know that she wasn't trying to work out these problems already and was hoping to try and solve them before the aunt and stuff found out?
Well, they're 17, so they probably don't really know how to deal with this situation.
Alright folks, we might leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, I will be coming for your kidneys. My name's been Jack. I wish I had my beard back, but it's...
But you're still a snack. Aye.
what she said. Have a good one. See you later. Bye-bye.